So imagine you are pitching this multi-million-dollar transmission logic update, right? And you just completely lose the room.
Yeah, that happens way more often than you'd think.
Right. And why does it happen? Well, usually it's because you dragged everyone on this massive deep dive into the data when, honestly, all the board wanted was the bottom line.
Just the classic trap, really. I mean, we throw around these corporate buzzwords so much that they just completely lose their actual meaning.
Exactly.
But, if you use them correctly, they aren't just filler. They are like actual strategic tools to control the flow of a room.
So welcome to today's deep dive into the hidden architecture of technical communication. We are unpacking this really fascinating presentation deck today. It's simply titled Technical Discussions.
Yeah, and we're looking at 5 essential English phrases from it. Not just as, vocabulary words, but as cognitive anchors for high-stakes meetings.
Because in those really complex environments, every successful project requires deciding your vantage point before you even try to tackle the problem, right?
Exactly. Every project starts by basically forcing people to agree on that vantage point.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. Take the phrase high level. I always picture zooming all the way out on a digital map, right? Like, until you just see the continents.
Right, yeah.
It's basically about actively ignoring the noise.
Right.
Like saying, I'll start with a high-level explanation of the new transmission logic.
Yeah, the source material specifically contrasts that. It calls high level a bird's eye view of a forest, where you skip the details to just focus on the architecture.
Okay, so then is a deep dive essentially the exact opposite strategy? Like a verbal warning that we're getting into the weeds?
Oh, absolutely. It's like a psychological reset for your stakeholders. The deck compares it to a scuba diver, hitting the ocean floor to fix specific bugs.
Wow, okay.
So when you say to the team, let's do a deep dive into the noise test data later this afternoon, you are setting a very specific expectation.
You're giving yourself permission to be granular.
Exactly. You're managing their attention span so no one interrupts to ask about, the broader macro budget.
But there is a huge danger there, right? Once you plunge into that deep dive, you really risk completely drowning the board in data when you actually have to report back to them.
Yeah, people get lost in the weeds. Which brings up how we summarize all that technical data without overwhelming everyone.
Right, and the deck highlights 2 phrases here, bottom line and in a nutshell. And honestly, I hear these used interchangeably all the time just to mean wrap it up.
I know, me too.
But are people actually using these wrong? Like, what is the actual difference in their corporate vibe?
Well, there's a really distinct difference in utility, and it goes right back to their physical origins. So bottom line comes directly from the final line of a financial ledger.
Oh, like literally the bottom line of the math.
Yes, it's an unshakable core fact.
Yeah.
You use it when you need to shut down debate. Like if you say, the bottom line is that we need to find a more durable seal for the gearbox. There is no room for negotiation there. It's the ultimate reality check.
It's an absolute... The debate is over. So how does a nutshell function differently then?
Well, in a nutshell is less about finality, and it's a lot more about constraint. Think about the American idiom. It literally means squeezing a massive volume of information into a tiny physical space.
Right, an actual walnut shell.
Exactly. So if you say, in a nutshell, the project is on track, but we need more testing, you're offering a concise synthesis.
But you're still leaving the door open for questions.
Precisely. It's an active mental filter for your presentation, not a hard stop.
It's funny. Out of all these aggressive, authoritative corporate buzzwords we've covered, our final phrase on the same page is actually incredibly comforting to me.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, like in the middle of chaotic technical changes, there's something just genuinely grounding about the literal imagery of everyone huddled together reading a shared book.
Well, it's because it actively reduces anxiety. Practically speaking, the deck notes, this is the ultimate synchronization check for your team.
So it's used to check alignment regarding plans or deadlines.
Yeah, exactly. Use it as an exit mechanism. Before you leave a room, you say, I just want to make sure we are all on the same page regarding the new deadline.
So it forces a verbal confirmation from everyone.
Right. And doing that prevents those catastrophic, expensive misalignments down the road because, well, you've created a shared reality.
So mastering these highly visual idioms isn't just about sounding professional in a foreign corporate environment. It's really about intentionally managing the psychology of your team.
Exactly. You are framing the perspective, controlling the flow of information, and forcing alignment.
But, notice something totally fascinating about every single one of those tools. They rely entirely on physical, real-world objects.
Yeah. Oceans, walnut shells, Shared books, paper ledgers.
Right. Which kind of makes you wonder, as our workspaces become, entirely virtual and AI-driven, what new physical objects are going to inspire the business idioms of tomorrow?
That is a great question.
I mean, will we still be talking about pages and ledgers in 20 years? Or is the corporate linguistic minefield going to look completely different?
Hard to say.
It really is. Anyway, it's definitely something for you to think about the next time you jump on a call.